let's call the meeting to order.
Agnes Varnarski, Commissioner and
Present.
Chairperson.
Present.
Dana Syvertson, Commissioner.
Here.
Pete Hahn, Commissioner.
Here.
Jill Moskow, Commissioner here. Commissioners absent are John Kamish, Ed Madden, and Seth Marcus. However, we do have a quorum.
Thank you. And let's have approval of the minutes of the board meeting of February 8th.
I make the motion that we approve the minutes as so beautifully crafted by Jill.
Second.
All
All in
those
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Let's move on to old business. Volunteer workdays have been very heavily attended.
Yeah, so far I just totaled put in the last of the hours tonight. We have 381 hours already, the first week of March.
Right. Yeah. So our next workday is going to be at the SLU, and then we are canceling our Easter Sunday workday
I was going to ask about that.
because it's Easter Sunday.
Sure.
I really don't think we're going to have a
No.
turnout.
No.
But rather, we thought rather than completely just canceling and not having one, we were thinking of adding a special workday maybe on April 7th. So Ken Schaefer from the Cook County Forest Preserves, our good friend and propagation technician, who basically taught me all my stuff, has a pretty large problem with the buckthorn at Camp Pine Woods. And I was thinking maybe if we made a special day, an extra day on April 7th to do that.
Where is that located?
It's really close. It's just on Lake and
River Road.
River Road.
Oh,
It's like right down the street.
yeah. Fun.
Yeah, but
It would be
we
fun.
met with Ken
Yeah.
today, and it's really an awesome site. It's really huge, and they have a really big buckthorn problem, and we're really good at buckthorn.
Yeah,
So
really good. At this point,
rather than just throw away a workday, it'd be like the Granger Woods thing, but we could really make a big difference for them there. So
That is a Sunday, right?
it's it's a Sunday, April 7th is the date we would stick it in.
All right.
So if anybody have any objections to that,
Not at all.
okay,
I think it's a great
we'll go
idea.
ahead and do it then.
Mhm, yeah,
Cool.
I think it'll be fun. And for our volunteers too, just to see a really great site and really nice things. Maybe some of the spring ephemerals will be up over there. So,
What's the name of the
Camp Pine Woods.
Camp Pine?
It's just to the east of River Road on Euclid/Lake.
Okay.
It turns from Euclid to Lake, right at, I think, Wolf.
And Ken Schaefer is the steward there. He's been working on it since he retired 6 years ago.
Is at the entry off of Lake or River?
It's off the lake.
Lake.
Lake, okay.
Okay, great. And Prospect Heights Public Library Park District events.
Okay, Nature Speaks. We had Kathleen Garness this 22nd of February. She gave a very nice presentation, an absolutely wonderful person. It was not very well attended, unfortunately, which was a little bit disappointing. I think there was probably more people on Zoom than there were in the room. But boy, she just powered right through, and it was really nice. She also had the exhibition that is down now, the Amaryllis exhibition. Next up is us, the PHNRC commissioners, on April 25th. That's part of the work day, or the Earth Day festivities, in conjunction with the a few days earlier on the 20th for the Sierra Club Workday. So that is in the works. And it's basically a 10-year review of how we've changed the face of Prospect Heights over those 10 years. So again, anybody who wants to participate and give a presentation in there, just let me know, and we'll divide it up and divide and conquer.
We should set up, I was thinking about perhaps practice
Oh, yeah.
and not
yeah,
have all
yeah,
the work
absolutely.
fall on you.
Yeah.
And regarding Kathleen Garness, I was so taken, I found her enthralling. She has a very nice speaking voice. She was very organized. She had so much to say and really introduced us to a lot of volunteer groups that are out there. So it was very, very, very nice. Really enjoyed it.
So that wraps that up.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to projects, update and status. So the ComEd seeded prairie will not be burned this year. It is a little too late to ask for it to be mowed because of the ground disturbance that would occur. So,
And it's not being burned because ComEd decided not to?
yeah, I mean, they don't burn their sites every year, so.
Okay.
Can we mow that in the fall, Agnes?
Yeah, I mean, the best is when the ground is frozen
Or dry, real dry?
or really dry, right? Just not to cause soil disturbance. So it's hard to find the right
Right, you gotta,
timing.
right. Who would do it, or do we have to contract?
ComEd.
Stantec does it, and ComEd has to set it up and pay for it.
Okay,
So I think we just missed the boat. Again, Sarah Race has been moved up the food chain, and Leslie has taken over her position. I talked to Leslie about burning, and it was nixed for this year. And then I asked her about mowing, and I haven't heard back from her yet. So they're in a big transition right now. So.
yeah.
But if we can make it happen before the growing season, that'd be great. Otherwise, then fall for sure.
Yeah, it just depends on the soil disturbance.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Heron Pond,
Just had a work day, unbelievable turnout, unbelievable amount of invasives that were cut. And then we followed it up that same day with a burn.
yeah, kudos to Jill for sticking around. and
Yeah,
helping out
thanks,
with
Jill.
that.
I didn't know that I could help so much with a burn because I'm not certified, but it was fun.
It was just, yeah, just little prep work, so you weren't
Yeah.
actually doing anything.
No.
Yeah, it was very nice, but we burned half of it, so half of it. If we have the opportunity before burn season is over, it would be nice to burn the other half.
And we probably could have gone on further, but we were cognizant of the smoke with neighbors and
Right.
we did not want to irritate them.
No.
Yeah, it was, the conditions
the high
changed. The
wind.
wind
Yeah.
Pretty
really
windy.
picked up.
Yeah, it was, and it wasn't going up, the wind was just going straight north, so.
There's really nothing else there that's in play, so let's move over that.
Right, okay. Are you sure? Hold on, the nature preserve. The remnant Sedge Meadow will be having the
Mhm.
day there with we already know that. Okay. Seed greenhouse program update. All of the seeds are in the greenhouse. Put them in on February 29th, and they're germinating. It's really great because we have these great thermostats that just adjust the temperature almost on their own. It's wonderful. We are going to need someone to maybe babysit them end of March, just for 3 or 4 days. So if anyone's interested, otherwise we have time to figure that out.
Just let me know what that involves and maybe we could do split shifts or something.
Yeah, sure, and we'll ask our volunteers too.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can make that work.
It's really nice to have everything temperature controlled. We have 2 stainless steel greenhouse heaters. They're made specifically for this purpose. They're both on thermostats. You set the thermostats and they do the rest. It's great. Explosion proof, waterproof, everything. So,
Fireproof,
fireproof. It's great.
yes. Okay. Yeah, education updates, Wheeling High School, PHNRC presentation. I don't think we've got back to Medea. 'cause
No, we
Seth
haven't
isn't
heard
here.
back.
Seth isn't here, he's in Florida, and so we'll see, maybe when he gets back. MacArthur Middle School,
Peter, do you have an update on the tree initiative?
Yeah, we're just in the early stages of getting all the people involved. Open Lands, Tree Keepers, Stephanie, you and Agnes, I think, are in the loop. I try to include or talk about, the people involved. But I think right now we're looking at June as a possible site visit.
Okay.
When she has time, Stephanie, and make sure there's someone from the school there. Right now, we're just trying to get everybody on board. Make sure the school wants it, the district wants it, the teacher wants it. And if we have, our commission involved, the grade it, be really good. So right now, that's where it stands. It's just a preliminary getting going,
Okay, cool.
but nothing set in stone.
And what prompted this?
I attended a really good tree planting at Thomas Middle School in Arlington Heights last October by the Open Lands and Tree Keepers. It was well attended. Students, it was a learning experience for the students, and the faculty was there, parents. It was a beautiful day. We planted, I think, between 15 and 20 trees, small trees, high quality. I was really impressed, and I talked to Dana about it, if we could get something in Prospect Heights. And we do have Stephanie over at MacArthur Middle School. So things are just starting to take place. But it was such a beautiful day to plant trees with the students. They're small trees, so they're easily moved around, and students really liked it. The parents and the faculty was out there, the principal. But it's great to plant trees. There's a lot of open space too over at Thomas, and I think MacArthur has some open spaces for sun, and it'd be an ideal spot, I think. So we'll see where it goes.
Thanks for doing that, Peter. That's
Yeah,
really
it's-
terrific.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so then the trees are donated by Open Lands, or how does it?
Open Lands, yeah, it's going to be a grant. My sister kind of is involved with that. But-
Yeah, thank you, Mary. I saw
Yeah.
that.
Right, so the only thing that is still up in the air is bags of mulch. At Open Lands last time, they have a bag of mulch at each tree. They were all marked. The trees were all in place, marked where they go and everything, so there was no running around, hauling trees around. So it was just a well-organized event by Open Lands. And I think the tree keepers actually provide the trees and the funding. Open Lands is a big group, and I think
Right.
Tree Keepers is part of that group. So very, very well organized event.
Cool.
Great. Okay, then moving on to the District 214 micro internships. We have 3 high school interns. It's been a pleasure. They come on Tuesday afternoons, and every other Saturday. We'll be increasing the hours as daylight savings ends and we have more sunlight. And it's just been a lot of fun. We do work, we talk a lot about things, and it's been great.
We got an email from them. They were interested in doing summer internships, and Agnes said this summer is going to be too busy, so she wants to decline on that. If anybody else wants to pick up that 30-hour shift, I mean, you're more than welcome. But otherwise, we're just going to decline for it and start again in fall.
I mean, we've done it, it's possible to do, it's just a lot of work, so, with our regular interns.
Yeah, there's a lot we want to accomplish this summer.
Okay. Moving on to spring prescribed burns. Very, very successful whenever we can.
Winter,
sort of-
winter burns.
But we haven't had really a large crew each time, so I feel like each time we've burned, we haven't burned a large amount. So it seems like we've been burning several days, but we haven't, burned a lot of space.
Real estate, yeah.
A lot of real estate, right. So there's still a lot to burn. I don't know that there's going to be many days left because things are starting to wake up already.
Yeah.
We've been just having an incredibly warm winter. Things are blooming, flowering that would never flower so early. They were even talking at the Morton Arboretum that they've been noticing bloom times earlier than ever historically noted. So, of course, the insects come out earlier too. So we'll see. I think we have a couple weeks left, at least.
Well, we hope so, anyway.
We hope so. Actually, next Tuesday looks possible. That's it about that. PHNRC 10th anniversary celebration.
We had the celebration. It was great. We combined it with the Chili Fest. Peter, I wish you would have been there. You would have been really proud. It was awesome. We had a really nice cake. A lot of people attended. A lot of the regulars weren't there because they were all off on different sojourns. But it was an absolutely stellar evening again.
We gave a presentation. Dana gave a presentation.
And John gave his slide presentation of Antarctica, so happy birthday to us.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, continued reporting. Eagle Scout projects update.
Okay, I have nothing to report on that. I had placed a call to Mark on Monday, Mark Roscoe, and Mark's out of town for the week, so I'll pick up with him again as soon as he gets back, and then try to make sense out of all that.
Okay, adopt a trail update.
Nothing new to report on that. The March, I didn't send it out in February like I said I was going to, because I had just released that information in January, so it'll go out in March now again.
Okay, NRC budget and treasurer's report. John is not
John is
here.
not here, so you guys got a copy of the budget report. We have basically 370425 left in our budget. 3,000 of that is
Donations.
donations, and we need about approximately another $700 worth of
For
herbicide.
supplies.
So figure we have the 3,000 in donation, that we always want to do something special over and above and beyond our budgets. There are a few things we need to take care of, like the signage for the Solstice Garden, the signage for the Plum Grove. That probably will be somewhere around 600 total. But then some other ideas we have, and again, you want to do something really special in honor of the people who gave you the money, but also something really meaningful for the habitat. A couple of suggestions were
Looking for ideas.
we talked to the Park District about the deadline for the next round of open lands, green regions grants is March 31st. And we had talked to them about the possibility of the big adjoining flat area at Heron Pond, writing a grant for that.
Well, we were thinking, if we have this donation of 3,000, wouldn't it be great to change it into 6,000? Because that's a match grant. Maybe that's a possibility.
There's two problems with that. One is that it ties the money up past when it has to be spent.
Because you
and
don't know if you got the grant until June.
If you get the grant or not. So
Right.
how that would work out with that money being in limbo, I don't know. Secondly, the Park District at this time isn't interested because they've got other things going on. Peter, one of the questions we had for the city, and that's what I intended to talk to Mark about, was there's a couple of the Eagle Scout projects, like the area that Mark has talked about in between the police station and the fire station. That, we could easily parlay that into a grant for that area, and that's what I wanted to talk to him, if he's ready to move forward with that.
We'd have to get Public Works blessing on that.
Yeah, definitely. So,
He's at training today and tomorrow, and I believe he's back, I know he's back on Monday.
okay, all right. So we'll pick that up with him again on Monday. But again, you end up with that problem, and I don't know how that would work, Peter, with, because if you commit the funds, if, let's say we take 2,000 of the 3,000 and put it towards the grant, if the city wants to contribute 1,000, then we'd have 3,000 that will be matched, so we'd have 6,000. But the problem is, you commit that money, it goes past our deadline to spend it, and then you don't know if you get the grant until June. So I'm not sure how that would all work out logistically.
You would have to earmark that money for a specific project, and then if you don't get that grant, you still have to do something with that project. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not like if you,
Oh.
we don't get the grant, now we can use it to buy shovels.
right.
Right.
So that's why what I would recommend, if you want to keep that money and report that money from 24 to fiscal year 25, which is the next fiscal year coming up. Think of it as, we're gonna do X with that money. If we get the grant, we're gonna do X plus Y. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, that's the only way I can say legally to carry it over.
Okay.
As you did some research, it has to be a public good or a public enhancement project. And if you want to go from one year to the next, it has to be a specific project. So that's the only way I can see legally to do that, would be to say, hey, we're gonna do something over between the firehouse and the police department, regardless whether we get a grant or
Okay.
not. We're gonna do at least $2,000 worth of improvement, or we're gonna do up to 6,000.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So I'll have that conversation with Mark then.
And then and then also then your budget, like all of the department budgets, because you fall under the council, is going to be discussed on Monday nights.
Okay.
So I
This-
want to make sure you're aware of that. So I would show up on Monday.
Okay.
Right now, your budget's flat. You're asking for exactly what you asked for last year. If you are interested in going for a grant, I would bring it up at that point and say, we're interested in a possible $1,000 of the city kicking in
Okay,
to combine with our donations to get a $6,000 grant, so.
okay. All right, cool.
I would bring it up at that time, because that has to be in the budget.
All right, if Mark isn't ready to move on that or has any other ideas with it, then it's all moot. So,
Correct, then you go into spending mode.
right, yeah.
And whatever you're gonna anticipate what you're gonna need for next year. Because I hate to see you lose that money if you don't have a specific project.
Oh, no, we're not gonna,
No.
we're definitely not gonna
Yeah,
lose.
I mean, that's why I know it's on the agenda, but that's why I harp on the 501c3,
Right,
because the second you get that, you don't have these problems.
yeah, I know. Okay, one of the other things we thought about was the possibility of if we have to do an additional treatment to the cattails with the drone.
But we don't know.
We don't know, and we're not gonna know for some
Right.
time still.
So that
But it should be
also-
before the end of April.
I don't know about that. We wouldn't, I don't know that we'd know by the end of April, if we need another application. So that's also,
If he,
Yeah.
right,
so if you guys have ideas, let's
please,
hear them,
yeah.
for sure.
Or think
Okay.
about them and let us know, because,
We're stocked up on educational materials, so
We are.
we're really good on
Yeah.
educational materials right now.
What are you looking to do between the police station and the,
Well, Mark had talked to us about a plan, he was, first of all, we we're gonna naturalize it and have paths and stuff through there, but he had also talked about, he wanted to put a pagoda in there. So make it more like a city center sort of meeting place.
okay,
So I need more input from Mark in terms of
Okay.
what he had in mind.
all right.
Then we could talk about it more realistically.
and that would be really meaningful.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about the budget? Okay. So Monday nights. Okay. City civic meetings and PHNRC representation.
Okay, the city council meetings, the next three, March 11th, March 25th, and April 8th, budgets will be discussed, and the meetings will be beginning at 6 PM instead of 6:30 to allow extra time. So just to note that. And I did not attend the Planned Zoning Board of Appeals meeting of February 28th. I listened to the recording, and at the very end, Dan Peterson said that research is ongoing regarding the chicken issues raised at the January 24th PZBA meeting. A working group is being formed to review suggestions and settle differences before deciding what needs to come forward to do either a text amendment or ordinance changes. The working group is comprised of the PZBA and a few folks who expressed interest. I gave further notes in my meetings of the top concerns: noise of the roosters, people, better management of clean chicken coops to reduce odor, placement of the chicken coops and not too close to the property line, number of chickens. The next meeting of the PCBA is Wednesday, March 20th at 7 PM. And it will be a public meeting, not a public hearing.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Okay, Sierra Club workday.
Okay, April 20th. We have another organizational meeting on Saturday evening at 6 o'clock. So far, everything has been cleared in terms of permission to use, to do the event from ComEd, permission to use the Crescent Brands facility for parking, lunch, and the public talks. We have secured Monty's PA system for the speakers. Jan
Schakowsky.
Schakowsky has been asked to be the keynote as per the request of Sierra Club. Haven't heard back from her yet. Mary Beth Canty is the second speaker. We visited Marco's Pizza today and actually ran into about 4 CEOs and got pricing to pass
Really
on to
good
them.
pricing. Mhm.
So everything is progressing along. The PR work will start with, in earnest from our standpoint, in the March Journal. And then there'll be spot emails that will go out as well. So the partners at this point are, the Sierra Club is taking the lead, PHNRC, the city, the Park District, Crescent Brands, and Commonwealth Edison. There are several requests that have gone out to scout troops in 3 different locations. Rotary clubs, River Cities Rotary Club is definitely going to come out. We've got Girl Scouts. There's several church groups. I mean, they're calling all their normal people that volunteer with them, and so this could actually be 100 to 200 people easily. So we'll try to get some specificity on the numbers shortly. So that's what we're moving towards right now. And then as we get closer to the event, we'll define more the needs and where things need to be picked up. And
There's a wonderfully organized spreadsheet by the Sierra Club.
so that's about it. Any questions for that?
No, but since I monitor the site, I'm planning to do a trash pickup, just as something on my own, just to go through the whole thing and kind of clean it up a little bit. Also, is there any concern safety-wise because of the railroad tracks being there? I know on Saturdays, I think trains just run early and their freighters in the morning and late. I don't know, I just, because you'd be crossing the tracks.
I think
and-
we're gonna all go, like, as a group. I mean, when the gate's down, you don't pass.
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you know,
Oh,
because, you know.
definitely. We should mention it.
Yeah, I mean, the tables will be right there. The check-in will be right there. More than likely, I'll be staying there and,
Okay.
you know, monitoring all that stuff, and sort of controlling that part of it, so, yeah.
Basically just crossing over and then
True.
crossing back.
But I just, I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, of course. I know after the recent.
I commute a lot, and sometimes I feel one with the train, so sometimes I take chances, and I'm thinking someone else might have the same idea.
Okay, great concern.
Anything else about the?
No.
Okay. Sierra Club presentation.
That's March 14th. Agnes and I are giving that talk. It's on native plants and why they're good. 7 o'clock in Schaumburg,
Right.
Where is it in Schaumburg?
Spring
The
Valley?
spring,
Spring Valley
Valley,
Nature Center,
yeah.
yeah.
7 o'clock?
7 o'clock, yeah.
Okay. Is there gonna be a Zoom or just in person?
No, it's just in person.
Any idea how many
No,
attendance? Okay.
no idea.
Okay. Then moving on to the tree initiative program.
Okay, I talked to Mark about this, and there was one grant that we were looking at, and the deadline was the end of March. It was too soon for them. There is another program that's coming up. The details of that program are probably more suited to what we want to do over there. Those are supposed to be, the information is supposed to be released sometime in April. So he decided to take a pass on this application for a grant. Basically, he wants to get their plan in place and make sure that they have a concrete plan for what it is they want to do and where. And that was the big thing that sort of stopped us, so. So more on that later.
Okay. Moving on to new initiatives, Friends of the PHNRC.
Joe Wade had suggested, and Peter suggested several times, that we look into forming a 501(c). Joe is on vacation right now, and when he gets back, he's going to call me, and we'll have more of a discussion about it. But the benefit of that is, of course, as Peter just mentioned, is that any donation just goes straight to that. There's no questions about tax write-off for the people who donate, and there's no restrictions on when it has to be spent. So, and that we
It would
can,
be a separate organization from the PHNRC.
and they could solicit
With a
and
separate
donate and sell
board and
plant
separate
sales,
everything. It
whatever.
would be a completely separate entity. But obviously,
I'm still waiting for you guys to get a big endowment of one of your rich, members who passes away.
well, with
Hey, if they can do it to, universities, right? They can just do
Yes,
that.
sir.
of course. Yeah, it's very interesting, exciting. Okay, moving on to new business. Living Green Expo.
Yes, I was contacted by the Grace Lutheran Church. Actually, I was going to reach out to them. Last year was the first time we participated in their Living Green Expo. This year it's June 8th. I told her I had to discuss it with you first. I don't mind doing it. I actually enjoyed it. I thought nothing much came of it, but it's very well attended. They have good vendors, so if all of you are in agreement, I wouldn't mind manning a table
Sure, if
there
you-
for
if
us.
you-
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then I did check with Karen Schulteis and learned that the Prospect Heights Community Days will be Saturday, June 1st, and the Independence Day Parade will be July 6th. That's a Saturday. I mean, she kind of hinted those dates are a tentative, but judging by past years, I think we could kind of count on that and start planning.
Yeah, the Park District just reached out to us too. The block party is June 22nd this
Right.
year.
Right.
So I gave the okay that we're going to do that.
And that's
As we always do.
Saturday
Right.
as well.
Mhm.
Okay. All righty. Anything else to add about Independence Day Parade? Anything about?
John's got some grand ideas. And he's not here to talk about them, so
Yeah.
we'll just leave it at that.
They include an addition to what
Yes,
all
lots
of
of
our.
additions.
Lots of additions.
He was thinking a 30-foot cicada, but
I don't know. John thinks big. So it'll be fun as usual and exciting. Okay, we have no announcements to the public, I believe, unless anyone,
No?
we have no visitors?
Well, it's daylight savings time this
Oh, it
weekend.
is?
Please remember to turn your clocks ahead before you retire on Saturday evening.
and check the batteries on your smoke detectors.
Yes.
There we
yes.
go. Okay, thank you. Let's call the meeting.
I motion we adjourn.
Okay, second, all in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.